Hi, I'm Macy.
And I'm Missy.
We're best friends
and business partners. And each week, we're going to bring you a quote that inspires us, and we're going to talk about it.
Join us as we break down our favorite impactful messages for leadership and share how you can apply them to lead with confidence and purpose.
Get ready for a fun and authentic journey into leadership, life, and everything in between. Well, hey, bestie.
Hey, bestie.
So glad to be here with you today.
Yes, same. I'm so excited. We have with us today a very special guest, Dr. Michael Koku. He is a speaker, a trainer, an author. He's all the things. And Dr. Michael just came out with a new book. I'm going to show it. It is Leader, Lead Yourself, and it is so good. It is just jam-packed of so many good things. So I really want to get to it as soon as we can, Miss.
Yeah. So Michael, welcome. Dr. Michael, we're so glad that you are here. We're so excited. But before we dive into a quote from your new book that we're going to talk about, share with our listeners more about you. Like, your resume is impressive, and we want you to share some of the highlights with our listeners.
Well, thank you, first of all, Missy and Macy, for this opportunity. I love speaking to leaders. I love to empower leaders to be more effective so that they can improve the organization and even their life more effectively.
Yeah.
And so my name is Dr. Michael Koku. I was trained as a physician. And my journey into medicine begins with a passion to help. I love to help people. But when I got into the medical school, which is the best in the Western Sahara in West Africa, I realized that I began to discover some other aspect of me. I'm the kind of person in which we are having a ward round in the hospital, and maybe our consultant stepped out, and I take out the Zig Ziglar in my pocket. I begin to read it. And they begin to wonder that, are you really serious? Because in the medical profession, they expect you guys to be thinking about
saving lives.
The next level. You want to be a surgeon.
Research.
You want to be a this. I mean, just still going about the same line, everybody doing the same thing. I remember someone was asking me, how would you like to specialize? I said, personality medicine. I said, there's no such thing as personality medicine.
That's a good one.
I'm so much more interested in the human part. In fact, I created a group called PFI, Patient Friendly Initiative, and we raise money annually to help patient care because there's no insurance. Insurance is not like what we have in the United States. So coming over to the United States 17 years ago, I worked with Salvation Army and for 10, 11 years as the after-school administrator. And after leaving there, I joined the Maswell leadership. And one thing that has really happened to me is I wrote my first 2 books when I was in medical school. And for 20 years, I never wrote a single book. And it really bothers me until 2 years ago. When I now wrote 10 new books in less than 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, there's something I learned. I learned about systems. And with God's help, I was able to do that. And then also I have built a global leadership community called the LAM Global Community. And I work with 25 strong leaders, and I call them TLC personality. And they are the nucleus of the leadership community. And we've hosted 9 global conferences together, virtual. And the next one will be the 10th global conference. It's called Made for More Global Leadership Conference.
Oh, love that.
That will be coming up, later this year. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, in this book, your latest book, there are just so many quotes. And since our podcast is all about quotes, we loved it because that's what we do here on Impactful Messages. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. And also, we loved the practicality of the book, right? The lessons, the applications, the insight. Like, it really is more than a book. It's like a workbook or a guide.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the quote. Now, when I was going through the book, Michael, it literally, I knew this book was going to be so good because the quote that I chose was on like page 1.
Yeah.
I got to page 1 and I was like, oh, this is like literally page 1 is the quote. And the quote that we chose for this episode is, you can't lead what you don't live.
I mean, that's a mic drop.
It is a mic drop. It's a tweetable, if we tweeted, or if it even was called Twitter anymore.
Yeah, it's just so good.
It really is.
So let's start there and let's talk about it. Dr. Michael, what made you write that? Where does this come from?
Well, thank you for that. Number one, I'm a practitioner. When I was trained in the field of medicine, we were taught to practice. I hate theory. I love credibility. And Dr. John Maxwell said something in his book, The 16 Laws of Communication. The first law right there is the law of credibility. And that law says your most effective message is the one that you leave. That is true for all my books. Every book that I wrote, they are not theory. It's something that has been tested, has been proven. If you know me very well, I don't write what I don't live. I believe so much the credibility of a leader is not what you say, is the life that you live.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's that being the example. You want to be the example.
Exactly.
Yes.
And when you say leader, lead yourself, that's a bold statement.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because this is what I live every day. This is how I live. And for a long time, I really want to write this book because a lot of people, they don't know that personal leadership is the foundation of all leadership.
Yes.
I started that book, with a story of Mahatma Gandhi. There was a woman that has a son that has a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
We talk about M&Ms, he has a sweet tooth, and the mother was tired of this boy just eating sugar. And since the mother could not stop him, he said, well, let me take you to your hero. And the name of the hero is somebody that you might have heard about. It took a long time to get to the hero, and they got to this hero. His name is Mahatma Gandhi.
Right.
And he said, Bapu. Bapu means father in India. He said, this my little, his boy is eating sugar. Please, can you tell him to stop eating sugar? Then Gandhi looked at the boy and looked at the mom. He said, please, can you bring him back after 2 weeks? The mom was puzzled that, wow, 2 weeks, okay. At least that's like a doctor's appointment. I'll come back.
Right.
And she has to walk long distance to now come back again. So after 2 weeks, and Gandhi looked at the boy, looked at the mom, and he said, stop eating sugar. It's not good for your health. The mom said, really? So you mean you can say this 2 weeks ago when I came? So why can't you say the same thing that you just said now? I have to come all the way. He now whispered to the ear of the mom. Of course, he didn't want the boy to hear.
Right.
He said, 2 weeks ago, I was still eating sugar. And I don't have the credibility to let this man know. And this is why Mahatma Gandhi is who he is. You see, leaders, they don't make up. They just wake up. What do I mean by that?
Oh,
You see, leaders don't need to make up stuff because what they need is in their makeup. So what leaders do is they wake up to their makeup because you can either be authentic or synthetic. You can be both.
Oh, authentic or synthetic. Oh, wow.
That's like a mic drop. Go like pause.
Yeah, I got a lot of those.
Write it down.
I got a lot of those.
I know you do. The book is so
synthetic is what you make up. Authentic is what is in your makeup, your DNA.
That's so good. So Michael, in this book, it highlights, as we mentioned, like a lot of different quotes, a lot of stories of great leaders. And this entire book is focused on pillars of leadership that you created, actually an acrostic for leadership that outlines the pillars. Now, of course, on today's episode, we're not going to go through all of them because we want people to buy the book and we're going to tell them where they could buy it at the end of the episode. But what I thought we might do, if you were okay with it, is I thought that we could pull out some of our favorites.
Oh, come on. Let's go.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. So your first pillar is to learn continuously. And you share this great story about when you were in med school and you had a shift and you decided to lead yourself well and how others noticed that.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that experience.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like I said, this is a practical book. And I tell people this is not a map, it's a mirror. It's something that you have to look, like what Michael Jackson said. I mean, you looking at the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror.
Yeah.
I mean,
Macy, there's another song for our song podcast.
Yes.
So I started medical school, fired up, just committed to reading, committed to learning. But after a while, I lost that momentum. And when I got to the point in which we started doing anatomy, biochemistry, and physiology that requires consistency, long-term consistency rather than short-term intensity. And I just lost that momentum. Momentum is something that has to be created. It has to be engineered. And one thing about me is I lost that momentum for reading. And it's became a real challenge because the kind of stuff we do in anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, you don't have to be too brilliant. You just have to be consistent, read, learn continuously. And I wasn't doing that. That's the truth. So when I sat for the first major exam, we call it Part 1 MB, the first professional exam, I failed it. And you see that a lot of people that they passed it, it's not because they are smarter than you, it's because they were just learning continuously.
Right.
So I violated that law. All the things you see in this book, those 10 pillars, that's why the acronym is leadership, to make it easy. All my books are acronym. I learned acronym. I found it in my DNA when I was in medical school, and I helped a lot of people to pass the exam through that. So when I did that and I said, where did I miss it? And I began to see that the problem was I wasn't learning continuously. So from day one, when I joined the new class, the younger set, I started learning continuously every day to the extent that
so good.
One of my friends, they gave me a nickname called Consistency. Anytime
That's not a bad nickname.
Oh, no, I mean, it's good for someone that was not consistent before. So anytime she get to where we read, our house is closer to the place, but I have to walk a longer, like 3 times distance to get there. She would look for me. She would say that, oh, you here again. She started calling me Consistency, and everybody began to notice the difference. And I remember there was a test that we did. We got less than 20 distinctions. We call the markings distinction from 17 and up. That's what we use in medical school. The common thing is pass. When you have 15 and above, is pass. 50 to 69 is pass. So in that test, we got less than 20 distinction and more than 600 students. I was able to have a distinction in that because and I saw that dividend of learning continuously. Then
that ROI.
They begin to come to me, and we're going to start a discussion group. We start discussing together because I was leading myself first, because I said in this book, the subtitle is Unlocking Your Power with Personal Leadership. So you can unlock that power to lead others until you lead yourself. So one of the ways is learning continuously. As I was doing that, people began to come and we started discussion group, and it remained a culture all through my medical school. Yeah.
So great. All right. So another pillar you talk about is exercising self-discipline. You actually say in the book that self-discipline is, and I love this so much, is about choosing what you want most over what you want right now. I mean,
I loved that.
Another tweetable, right? Like, I feel like we need to start a Twitter account just for when our guests come on and drop so much gold. So I'm going to say it again, and then I want you to take us a little bit deeper. So self-discipline is about choosing what you want most over what you want right now. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, thank you. That quote was actually from President Abraham Lincoln.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Dr. Michael quote.
No,
I did too.
no.
We've totally missed that.
Yeah,
but
even for
thank
your
you,
information,
Abraham Lincoln.
I run a professional group with close to 260 professionals. Some are professors, many of them are PhD, of people that have gone through my training. So I call it the Thinkers Island, and it's been on for more than 5 years. And the only thing I share on that platform is quotes.
Oh, all right.
And
We're gonna
I
have
have
to check
one
it
of my
out.
books, one of the books that I wrote is on quotes.
Okay.
Insightful quotes. So
Ooh,
the
all right,
volume 2 will be coming out later this year. So
Wow.
now, what does Abraham Lincoln mean by that? Now, this is a very practical approach to life. Case in point, you wake up in the morning, your alarm clock comes alive, and you press snooze. So what you want most
I'm not guilty of that.
is to rise up and begin to live your dream.
Yeah.
But what you want now is sleep.
Yes.
Yes, that's such a great analogy.
And I mean, it's not for me. Like, it's like, oh, I don't want to work out, but I
Yeah.
want that. I want to be fit. So I'm like, always like, no, girl,
Yeah.
get yourself out of bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it means to choose growth over comfort.
So
Yeah.
good.
So that's what self-discipline is all about, is
Yeah.
choosing growth over comfort.
Yeah.
You know, sleep is what you want now, but what you want most is growth.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you
so
have
good.
to choose growth. And to choose growth, you have to get off your comfort zone. You have to
Yeah.
get yourself out of-
Always.
You have to get
Yes.
up more than your comfort zone. You get off on your bottom, right? You got to
That's
get
right.
up and
Exactly.
Go
Get up
start
and do
living
the
your dream.
thing.
Yeah, go
Right.
do the thing.
Well,
Yeah.
we've mentioned the word practicality quite a bit, and in the book you have a tool to help folks create a habit that lasts.
Yes.
Can you share those 4 things, just a high level, because again, we want people to buy your book and go deeper. Hey listeners, are you constantly buried in emails, chasing down your team and staying up late just to catch up?
You're not just busy, you're stuck in a cycle that's costing you time, energy, and even your life outside of work.
And it's not that you're not working hard. You're working harder than ever to reach goals and increase productivity and profit, but you're micromanaging your people, fielding constant interruptions and wasting your time. And it's costing you the moments that matter most at home.
That's exactly why we created our free masterclass, Manage Without Losing Your Mind.
In just 1 hour, you'll learn how to spot the things that are stealing your day.
You'll learn how to delegate the right way.
And you'll uncover how to take back up to 10 hours a week. So, well, you can be home by dinner.
We're going live on Zoom October 16th, 1 o'clock Eastern.
Register now at mmmasterclass.com. That's mmmasterclass.com.
We even have a free gift for those who show up live on Zoom.
So register now. One more time, we'll give it to you, mmmasterclass.com.
We'll see you on Zoom.
Yeah, that's good. And thank you so much. And what you were talking about is what we call the SOAR concept. And for a long time, like I said, there was a point I lost. Momentum is something that needs to be sustained.
Yeah.
This thing I'm about to share has changed so many people's life. And I learned some of it from a great leader, Craig Groeschel, but not all of it. So, because I have a way of learning from great leaders and see how can I turn complexity to simplicity.
Ooh, love
Because
that.
simplicity scales, complexity fades. So when I learn something, my mindset is, okay, how can I put this in a very simple way that people can remember? Because we don't respond to something that we don't retain. So that's why I'm big about acronym. I've been rightly accused as an acronym master, acronym king, acronym
Love it.
specialist.
Love it.
And somebody said, you can't change the world without an acronym. Even USA is an acronym. United States of America is an acronym. So
Right.
acronym is something that we use every day. So talking about this now, the SOAR concept, this is what it means. We all have 2 natures inside of us, our lower self and our higher self. The lower self is the hippo. So we have the hippopotamus moment. And that is when we get lazy.
The hippopotamus, yeah.
Yeah, hippopotamus. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got lazy. Instead
Yeah.
of doing what we're supposed to be doing, you binging on Netflix, you doing something else. You know that is not what you
Stop
want.
calling us a hippopotamus there, Dr.
I
Michael.
know,
It is.
no,
Only when we have everything else
we
done.
all have it inside of us.
Yeah.
Now,
We
the
resemble that
the-
remark sometimes.
yeah, we all, it doesn't matter who you are, we all have it.
Sure.
And the second nature is the ego nature.
Yes.
That is our higher self.
Yeah.
This higher self. So you are the one that will choose, what are you going to feed? Are you going to feed your lower self? So anytime you choose laziness, you are feeding your lower self. In this book, I mentioned 7 things that laziness is costing you, the cost of laziness.
Yeah.
And one of those things is legacy erosion. For 20 years, I didn't write a book. My legacy was being eroded.
Yeah.
But when I wrote 10 books in less than 2 years, I launched the Authors Forum last year. Many people have written their book.
Yeah.
You know what we do in the Authors Forum? We are what we call book showers, not baby showers. So we celebrate books like baby.
Oh, that's so great.
That's fun.
Yeah. So this is the SOAR concept. If you want to build a habit that lasts, this is the principle. If you want to change a bad habit, let's say your bad habit is you not reading. Like you said, I lost that momentum for a time. And for me to get it back, I have to look for best way of practice, the best practices. So the SOAR acronym, ego SOAR, because
That's
our
right.
focus is not the hippo. We want to be an ego,
Yes.
an ego SOAR. So this is the technique. S means start small. So to replace an old habit, you need a new habit. And habit requires this approach. So start small.
Yeah.
Start small. Let's say you want to start a new book. Okay, you just bought this book, this beautiful book, and you said, I'm going to read 1 page per day. That's what starting small is all about.
Sure.
Don't say 10 page. Just say 1 or 2 page per day. So start small. Then the second thing is, make it obvious. That means you want to make the book obvious. Put the book where you can see it.
Yes.
For visual reminders. So make it obvious. Don't hide it where you're looking. Oh, where's the book? Where's the book? The
Right.
more you see it, the more you are reminded about your need to read it. The third one is make it automatic. You want to make the new habit automatic. So how do you make a new habit automatic? This is how you do it. There are 2 habits that are really automatic in our lives. Every one of us. And it's eating and sleeping.
Right.
So what you do is you write a statement that before breakfast, I'm going to read 1 page of this book.
Okay.
Or before I sleep, I'm going to read 1 page of this book. Now, what you're doing is what we call habit pairing. You are pairing a habit that is already established, like sleeping and eating, with a new habit that you just want to launch. So that is what make it automatic is all about. You put a new habit, you pair it with someone that is already established.
Yeah.
Now the last one is R, make it realistic. So don't say, I'm going to finish this book. Listen, you can be like Missy, that she finished this book in 1 day. Because
Speed
Missy,
reader.
I had
Missy-
homework.
no,
I had
listen,
a job
I'll tell
to
you one thing
do.
about Missy.
I had to get it done.
Missy is a leader that learns continuously.
Yes,
It's
she is.
someone that has built a reading muscle to do that. But
Yeah.
don't forget, you just started. I'm referring to people that are just started reading.
Yes, of
But I was
course.
struggling with their reading.
That's right.
So you say, I'm going to finish 7 pages in a week. That is realistic.
Yes.
Now, this is the point. Once you do that consistently, you can move it to 2 pages per day, 3 pages per day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm reading 11 books every day now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So good.
So good.
So skipping ahead in the book, and this is probably our favorite pillar just because we are who we are and what we love to do is it's all wrapped up in this. But the pillar is all about embracing passion and purpose.
And it's interesting, Michael, because when I was going through the book, I almost chose the Helen Keller quote for the week. Life is an exciting business and most exciting when lived for others. So
Yeah.
share about that. And then I want to pull out 2 of my favorite parts from this pillar.
Well, I appreciate that, embracing passion and purpose. The purpose and passion. The thing is this, that quote you talk about Ellen Keller, that's my favorite quote in the whole world.
Really,
The
really,
really great one.
It has really guided my life. So life's an exciting business, and it's more exciting when lived for others. You see, purpose is the reason for a thing.
Mm.
You see, the reason why people try to kind of live a life that without direction is purpose is the compass for your life. Purpose give you direction.
Yeah.
For instance, you have a purpose for this podcast. It's your why.
Yeah.
And passion is the fuel. So you have to embrace purpose and passion. They are like a hand and glove. They go together.
Yeah.
Mm.
Embracing purpose without passion is not. It won't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
passion is the fuel. It's just like having a good car. You can move. You grounded without the without the gas.
Yeah.
So passion is the gas.
Yeah. Well, on page
Purpose
83,
is the vehicle. Yeah.
you say this on page 83.
Yeah.
Through both pain and purpose, that you don't inspire others by force or fear, but by
Yes.
fire. The
Yes.
fire of your own passion and
Yeah.
the clarity of
Yes.
your own purpose. I mean,
I
that
mean,
was
that
just,
gives me chills.
yeah. And then you continue this, we're still in the P pillar. I love this too. You put this on page 85. Purpose gives you direction, passion gives you energy. When
Yeah.
they work together, you unlock a version of yourself that you didn't know existed. It was that hand and glove that you just talked about. But listen,
Yes.
this is just so good. Purpose without passion is dull. Passion without purpose is dangerous.
So good.
But
So, all right. So
no,
talk
wait,
us
no,
through
no.
this.
Wait, hang on. There's one more line. But purpose and passion fuse together. That's when you stop pushing and start pulling towards greatness, not by coercion, but by conviction. I mean,
So good.
so good.
So tell us a little bit about that. Talk us through it.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just like a hand and glove moment. And have you ever bought a clothes before that somebody bought it for you that they're
Doesn't
not
fit.
sure that's your size?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you saw it and you put it on. The reason why you say "oh" is that look at that word. Oh, it's not a fit. But when it's a fit, wow! You see, that's what happened. When you miss purpose with passion, you get a wow. When you separate both, you get a oh.
Yeah. It's palpable.
Yeah.
It's palpable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And conviction is the condition why people follow you.
So good. All right, we're going to talk about one more pillar.
Yeah. I
Let's go
mean,
for one more.
the chapter on reflection. I mean, we are both such advocates of reflective thinking.
Yeah.
And we know that most leaders don't do it. We know the power is in reflection. And so on page 95, you say reflection isn't just looking back, it's stepping up into better.
And you also say this, you also say that reflection is one of the most underrated yet powerful disciplines in the world. So what has your experience been? Why do you feel so strongly about reflection?
Wow, thank you so much. Reflection has really changed my life because experience is not the best teacher. Evaluated experience
Yes.
is the best teacher.
Yeah.
Now, experience is only the best teacher when you had assessment. And that's where reflection comes in.
Yeah.
You see, when you reflect, there are 3 reflection Kickstarter. You ask yourself 3 questions. What went wrong? What went right? What can I do differently?
I love that. If you're taking notes, you're going to want to write that down. What went wrong? What went right? What can I do differently next time?
So good.
And most of the things I work on, the acronym, it has been based on reflective thinking. One day I was doing a complementary leadership session with a group. Then after I was done with that session, there was this acronym I've done teaching several times. One of my books on effective networking. And after I was done that day, upon reflection, I just had that because reflection turned experience into wisdom. to shift the alphabet. And from that came the LIGHT acronym for effective networking. Just
So good.
the power of reflection.
Yeah.
Another
Wow.
book I wrote is called The Beautiful People. I was
Wow.
reflecting on a quote by Jack Canfield. And I knew something is missing in this quote. He got everything right, the beautiful quote, but something, I just believe that this quote can be expanded. And from there, I got the 3 alphabet for the book.
Wow.
BEA. And through reflection, I was able to get the missing kit, UTIFUL. It became a book, The Beautiful People.
Oh, so good.
good.
I mean,
So good.
Michael, Dr. Michael, we could go on and on. We are literally just scratching the surface here. Obviously, you are a student of leadership. You're a practitioner of leadership.
Yes.
What
you
is
got it.
a leadership lesson that you learned that didn't come from a course or a classroom?
That's a good question. And what I learned about leadership is a lifetime commitment
Yeah.
that requires an utmost dedication. You don't graduate from leadership.
So good.
It is all life. Teddy Roosevelt, when he died, they found books on his bed.
Wow.
Great leaders are never through learning. That's why anywhere I travel to, I always carry all my books with me. Every day, I do what I call a book round. I'm as a doctor, we do ward round, check out patients every day. I do what I call a book round. So my primary book, I spend 30 minutes on it. The remaining 10 books, I spend 10 minutes every day.
Wow.
Wow.
That's commitment. That's consistency.
I'm reading 4 biographies right now. And
Wow.
one from Benjamin Franklin, one from Albert Einstein, one from Steve Jobs, and one from Elon Musk, written by the same author.
How is the Steve Jobs and Elon Musk one? I love a good biography. Are those worth reading?
Yeah, because when you read biography, you have, because men's secrets are in their stories. So that's why I like biographies.
Yeah.
You learn a lot from a leader.
Yeah.
You do.
I love that. They're like my favorite thing to write. Okay, so as we wrap up, it's time for our biggest takeaway of the week. So listeners, if you only take one thing away from this episode, besides buying Michael's book, because we're going to put that in the show notes, let the takeaway be this: you can't lead others until you lead yourself. Personal growth starts in the mirror. The habits, the disciplines, the choices you make daily will determine the credibility of your leadership. Growth isn't about perfection. It's about practicing self-leadership so others can trust the example that you set.
That's so true. And also keep in mind that purpose points the direction, right? Passion provides the energy.
Yes.
When leaders cultivate both of those, they unlock influence that goes beyond titles, goes beyond authority. Personal growth, it's really about aligning who you are with what drives you and then reflecting consistently. There's that word again, consistency, so you can keep stepping into and up to better.
So, Dr. Michael, obviously this was so good. There is so much more that we could share. We're going to have you back on another episode. You've been such an amazing guest. So, of course, tell us where our listeners can buy your book, and then how can they stay best connected with you?
Wow, thank you so much, Missy and Missy. They can buy the book on Amazon, both the hard copy and the e-copy is available on Amazon. They can just type Lead Yourself by Dr. Michael Koku. The book will pop up, and it's available both hard copy and e-copy. And also, people can connect with me on YouTube as Dr. Michael Koku, and they can subscribe to my YouTube. I have a podcast called Leadership Advancement Mentorship Podcast. Then also they can connect with me on LinkedIn as Dr. Michael Koku, and then on Facebook and Instagram as Michael Koku.
Fantastic. And we'll put it all in our show notes as well. So, Dr. Michael, we ask all of our guests this question as we wrap up. what is your favorite leadership quote?
My favorite leadership quote is life is an exciting business and it's more exciting when lived for others.
And
That Helen Keller quote.
Interesting
Yeah.
that we
I
chose
tell you,
that.
I love that quote.
I know.
Like we hadn't had a conversation about it, right? But it's interesting that we chose that one. So I'm glad that we did.
Love it. Yeah.
Glad that you love it so much.
Yeah.
Well, listeners, we want to hear from you too. Do you have a favorite leadership quote? Send it our way and we might spotlight it on a future episode.
And we'll be back next week with another quote and more leadership insights. And you know what we're going to do?
We're going to talk about it. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you, Mayce.
Bye, Bessie.
See y'all later. Bye, Bestie. Bye, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. If you're enjoying this show, please show us some love by clicking the 3 dots to download the podcast, leave us a 5-star rating on your podcast app, and talk about it with other leaders to help them find the show from any of the major podcast apps. We'd love for you to follow us on social media too. Mpactful with an M _ messages on Instagram and Mpactful Messages on LinkedIn.